Hi, now that you have populated your growth template from Power BI, I want to show you how to read the data. So I'm first going to go over these RLA tabs because in the RLA student list, I have pasted in information from the interim, which was given in Cambium. So I want you to notice you will always be given some basic information. This first column will always be your campus name. You'll be given grade level name, ID, teacher, and then section or period, and that's going to be really important in just a moment. You will see the student's performance level from last year, which is really important. That's how we compare growth. And so we compare students last year's STAAR to the current spring summative performance. Now what I want you to notice, because I pasted in an interim from Cambium, is that data only gives us a scale score. So you won't see a percent score anytime you paste in interim from Cambium data. So this is the scale score the student got on their interim test. This would be the scale score that they need in order to show growth for this school year. Now, these scale scores do not correlate to the actual STAAR test, so be very careful of that. What we suggest that you focus on are these performance level columns. So what they got on their spring performance, and then what they need to be shooting for moving forward for their real STAAR test. The next thing you have here are the group numbers, which correlates to the matrix that's going to show the growth. So let's take a look at that matrix. So I'm going to go to RLA All Growth. This is going to show you your whole campus, so all of your grade levels that you were able to paste in for RLA. You do have a drop-down menu if you want to toggle between grade levels. So if I just want to look at my 4th grade data, or if I just want to look at my 5th grade data, I can do that. And then again, I can always toggle back to all grades and courses. Remember, down here at the very bottom, we always want to shoot for 85% growth. And then reading your charts, just a couple of things that we did add. We added some cells here over on the right to show you maybe where you need to focus your attention. So this campus is doing a great job. 86% of their masters are growing. We still have some kids that did fall behind. So we want to go find any of those students that might be labeled with group 2 or group 3. In meets, there was an 82% growth. You even had some students jump up to masters, but again, we did have some fall behind. All right, the other tab you have for this content is, now I can look at it by teacher. So this is everybody all together. I can use my drop-down menu to choose my teacher. So let's say I choose Miss Bell. So this is all of her data. Again, I can look and see, okay, we're shooting for 85% growth. Right now we're at 68. And then, you know, she's doing a great job with her masters, 81% growing. We may need to focus a little bit more on those meets kids because 64% of them are growing, and we want to get that number up a little bit more. I can also toggle between her sections. So Miss Bell has 2 sections. So I'm going to look at section 1. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to look at my overall growth. And then I'm going to start with my meets and masters kids and see where I need to focus some of my attention. Again, I would probably start here with my meets kids. But again, not forgetting my masters kids that are falling backwards. And then my second section. Okay, in Miss Bell's second section, she's got a lot more growth in her meets kids. I can also toggle to my other teacher, Miss De La Cruz. Okay, again, I'm looking for at least 85% growth, so that's fantastic. Miss De La Cruz is doing a bang-up job. She's growing 90% of her masters, 97% of her meets, and then this is where we then can focus on those approaches kids. Again, I can change to her different sections to see, you know, where do I need to focus most of my attention. Okay, so I put in almost the exact same data on the math student list. The only difference is I put in the STAAR Released from Aware. So I want you to notice that this does give you a percent score. So this student one right here got a 35% on their spring STAAR Released. Okay, and their goal, these are our hypothesized goals. She needs about a 58% to jump buckets so she can stay at meets. Again, you do have a group number. So same thing on these graphs. I can toggle between grade levels. So this is nothing different. And then I can also toggle between my teachers. So Miss Merriman, and then I can look at just her first section. You know, I've got some work to do. I really need to focus on my meets and masters here. And then let's take a look at her second section, doing much better, but let's make sure we capture some of these kids that are still falling backwards. So again, the only difference between your interim and spring STAAR Release from Aware is from Aware you will get a percent correct. But again, if you just focus on those performance levels, that's going to tell you how to jump those buckets. And then that interim from Cambium, instead of a percent correct, it is that scale score. And again, focus on those performance levels so you know how they need to jump buckets.